looking for God's will. Do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. Meditate on it day and night, so you may be careful to do everything written in it. And then you'll be prosperous and successful. Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. Who doesn't want to know God's will for their life, and God wants to reveal it. So why does God's will often seem to be such a mystery to us? In order to know what God wants, you need to be aware of four important aspects of His will. First, God's will is most often found in reading the Bible and letting it sink into your heart. Joshua was commanded to know the book of the law backward and forward, to meditate and reflect on it, and God promised to prosper him. The Bible declares clearly that God will direct and lead us. Psalm 37 verse 23 says, if the Lord delights in a man's way, He makes his steps firm. And in Psalm 32 verse 8, God promises, I'll instruct and teach you in the way you should go. I'll counsel you and watch over you. He speaks to us through His word, the scriptures. Second, God's will is ongoing in our lives. From the time we are infants till the day we die, God has a will for us, as children, young people, adults, and senior citizens. Isaiah chapter 58 verse 11 says, the Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in the sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden. Will your spring whose waters never fail. Third, God's will is specific. The prophet Isaiah heard the Lord promising His children, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. Isaiah chapter 30 verse 21. Fourth, God's will is profitable. The Lord told Joshua, who was to lead the Israelites into the promised land, do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. Be careful to do everything written in it, then you will be prosperous and successful. Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, emphasis added. Looking for God's will may be simpler than you ever imagined. It doesn't matter what your situation is at the moment as you read it. Read the word and prayerfully ask for guidance. Then all you have to do is take the next step that the Lord is showing you. As you take one step at a time, you begin to see a solid way of following after God, as long as you're walking with continually in prayer and living His way according to His word. You are not likely to get off the path of His will, and if by chance you do, He'll get you right back on. That's because when you're always listening for God's voice, you'll sense your heart when you violate His directions. Each trust of obedience turned to life of obedience. Lived in the will of God. Dear Lord, I pray that every time I read your word, you teach me all that I need to know. Help me to understand your truth and speak to me specifically about how each passage I have read relates to my life and to the lives of others. Help me to meditate on your word and take steps of obedience so that I can live in your perfect will and prosper as you have promised.